Let's create the last function we will need. This might be a bit more difficult than the previous ones, but if you just follow along, I'm sure you will be fine. This function should calculate where to place the rocks. So let's call it rock position. The input here should actually be the scale or the size of each rock. So let's do that. An array of floats. Let's call it rock sizes, something like that. That's the only input we need. We are going to need a couple of local variables here, so let's just make them first. We need what I'm going to call the current total. You will see later what we are going to use all these variables for. One we are called the previous element. One variable should be called the new element. And one it's going to call the new total. And as always, we will have our return array. Like this. First off, let's just compile it. We will set our new total, or our current total. Set the value to 0, and we will also set our previous element to 0, just to be sure that they are all set to 0. Now, what this array is going to, or what this function is going to calculate, it will take in the sizes of all of the rocks that we're going to place. And obviously the first rock, it's important here that all the rocks have their center in the middle of the rock, at least in the x direction. So it will take half the size of each rock, and it will scale with that. So for the first rock, it will just put it at half the size of the rock. That will be used as the distance, so that the left side of the rock will actually be at the start. And then for each successive rock, it will take half the size of the previous rock and half the size of the new rock, and add to the previous position, because that will be the center of the next rock, and that's what this function is going to do. So let's just drag this one out for each rock size. We are going to create something, and it will be a couple of things we're going to create. So I'm putting in a sequence node, making it a bit easier to see. So first we are going to calculate what I will say is the new total, which is where we should put a new rock. So first off, set the new element like this, and the new element here is just the current array element, the current rock, the current size of the rock. Sorry, the size of our current rock. That's better. And now it will set the new total. The previous total in the first time is 0 of course, but as we move along, the new total will be different. And this total should be a function, or the result of a function. So let's add a math expression here, and it's just the old total plus 0.5. The old total is where the previous rock was, and then we take 0.5 of the new element plus the previous rock. That's just that's it. So here we have the new total, sorry, the current total should be in here. This is where the center of the previous rock, the new element, which is the new rock, and the previous element, which is the previous rock. So this is sort of really the heart of the function. The heart of the whole function here is that we take the old total, which is the center of the previous rock, and we take half of the center of, or half of the size of the new rock and half of the size of the old rock, and we put that as our new total. That's the position of our next rock. So here we can just comment this one as calculate new total. Like that. And then we will just insert our new total into the return array. Let's see, the return array, get, and let's use the add function. Like that, and the element that we're going to insert here is our new total element. Just sorry for the noise in the background, it's my neighbor. He's building his house today, so we just have to bear with him, hope him all the best. So when this is done, this is the first part of our sequence. Then we will do something new. We will prepare for the next round of the loop. We will set all the elements here. So the new current total, let's set this one, and that should just be the new total, like that. And our previous element, let's set that. That should be the same as our new element. Yep. So what we are doing now is that we are now preparing for the next round of the loop. Let's just call it that. Prepare for the next round of the loop. We set that our current total is the same as what we just calculated as the new total. And we say that what was previously our new element will the next time be called the previous element, because the new element for next time will be the next element in our array, like that. So when all this is done, there is just one more thing to do really, and that is to return our return array that we have made up here. So let's just for our function, it's need to have an output. Return values or something else. Down here. So when the for each loop is completed, we should return our return array, like that. Now we have made all the three functions that we need. So now we will just put them together and actually make our random wall.